Do a person one big favor, and you don't make a friend, you create a witness. And a part of their brain will spend the next year trying to make that witness disappear. Let's get something uncomfortable out of the way. You'd assume that helping someone makes them love you. Logical, right? You hand a drowning man a rope, he becomes your loyal friend for life. Except that's not how human brains work. Sometimes you hand a drowning man a rope, and the second he's back on dry land, he starts wondering why you got to be standing on the shore in the first place. This isn't bitterness talking. It's a documented psychological pattern. Back in 1982, 3 researchers, Fisher, Nadler, and Witcher-Alagna, published a landmark paper called The Threat to Self-Esteem Model. Their finding was brutal. Receiving help can quietly humiliate the receiver, and humiliated people don't send thank you cards. They plot. So here are 7 signs that the person you helped is about to turn on you. Number 4 is the one almost everybody misses until it's way too late. Number 7, they get weird about saying thank you. Not silent, weird. A real thank you is warm and over in 2 seconds, but a person whose pride got bruised gives you the performance thank you. Too loud, too long, slightly theatrical, or the opposite, a mumbled, yeah, thanks, while avoiding eye contact. Gratitude researcher Robert Emmons found genuine gratitude actually improves well-being, so when someone seems worse after thanking you, that's your signal. The thanking isn't gratitude. It's a receipt they resent having to sign. Number 6, they start correcting the record. Suddenly, your help wasn't really that helpful. I basically had it handled anyway. It wasn't a big deal. I would have figured it out. This is cognitive dissonance doing damage control. Leon Festinger's 1957 theory explains it perfectly. Holding 2 clashing beliefs, I'm capable and I needed rescuing, creates mental pain. The cheapest way to kill that pain isn't to feel grateful. It's to shrink your contribution until it disappears. If they're rewriting history while the ink is still wet, the betrayal's already begun. Number 5, the relationship suddenly feels unequal to them. Psychologist J. Stacey Adams built equity theory around one idea. Humans are obsessed with balance in relationships. We keep an invisible ledger. The instant someone feels they owe more than they can repay, the relationship stops feeling like friendship and starts feeling like debt. And nobody enjoys their creditor. Watch for the person who gets cold right when they should feel closest. They're not pulling away from you, they're pulling away from the balance sheet. And here's the cruel twist. The bigger your help, the faster they flee. Equity research shows over-benefited people feel guilt, not just gratitude, and guilt is corrosive. You didn't overwhelm them with kindness. You handed them a debt they can't see a way out of, so they choose the only exit they can. The door. Number 4, the one everybody misses. They help you back way too fast. You'd think repayment is good news. It's often the opposite. Anthropologist Marcel Mauss, in his classic work, The Gift, showed that gifts create bonds, and frantic, immediate repayment is how people sever that bond on purpose. Sociologists have a phrase for the overeager repair. They're not building a friendship, they're settling the account so they can walk away clean. If someone rushes to pay you back the instant you help, disproportionately, almost aggressively, they're not being generous, they're closing the relationship like a bank account. Watch what they do after they've repaid you. Usually, they vanish. Notice the timing, too. Healthy gratitude lingers. It wants to stay connected. The clean settle-up is cold and surgical. Repay, then retreat. If someone treats your kindness like an invoice to clear by Friday, believe them. They've already decided the friendship isn't worth keeping the account open for. Number 3, they start comparing themselves to you out loud. Must be nice. Some of us weren't that lucky. Easy for you to say. This is upward social comparison, studied since Leon Festinger's 1954 work on how we measure ourselves against others. Decades of research show comparing upward can trigger envy, resentment, and what psychologists bluntly call malicious envy, the kind that wants to pull the other person down rather than climb up. Here's the trap. By helping them, you accidentally became the standard they now measure themselves against, and every time they fall short, your name is attached to the failure. You became a mirror, and people smash mirrors that show them something they hate. And envy rarely announces itself. It disguises itself as just joking, as backhanded compliments, as the friend who celebrates everyone's win but yours. Watch who goes quiet when something good happens to you. Silence during your success says far more than noise during your failure ever could. Number 2, the resentment arrives out of nowhere. One day, everything's fine. The next, they're snapping at you, picking fights, acting like you wronged them. You're stunned. You helped them. What happened? Psychologist Fritz Heider, founder of attribution theory, gave us the answer. The cleanest way to resolve the discomfort of owing someone is to convince yourself they didn't deserve things, or worse, that they wronged you somehow. If they can recast you as the villain, the debt evaporates. So watch for the manufactured grievance, the sudden "you've changed," the fight that comes from nowhere. That's not random. That's the mind hunting for an exit from gratitude. This is why the fight always feels insane to you and justified to them. They're not arguing about the dishes or the text you didn't answer. They're manufacturing a reason to feel wronged, because a victim owes nothing. Once you're the villain in their story, the debt is legally canceled in their mind. And number 1, the weakness they confess to you becomes the thing they hate you for knowing. This is the deepest one. When you help someone through their lowest moment, they show you their weakness. And later, when they've recovered, when their pride's back online, they don't remember you as the rescuer, they remember you as the witness. The French writer La Rochefoucauld nailed this back in 1665. We can rarely bring ourselves to forgive those who have helped us. Not because help is bad, but because help requires being seen in a state we'd rather forget. You became living evidence of the version of them they're ashamed of, and some people would rather destroy the evidence than face it. That's why old friends sometimes turn coldest of all. It's not what you did, it's what you saw. You knew them before the mask went back on, and for someone rebuilding their pride brick by brick, the kindest person alive can become unbearable simply for remembering who they used to be. So what do you do with all this? You don't stop helping people. That would make you exactly the kind of small, defensive person this video is warning you about. Instead, help cleanly. Researchers in this field point to one quiet predictor of whether help builds a bond or breaks it: whether the giver expects anything back. The Fisher and Nadler research is clear. Help is most damaging when it threatens the receiver's sense of self, and least damaging when it protects their dignity. So help in a way that lets people keep their pride. Don't keep score. Don't remind them. Don't expect a statue in your honor. Give like you've already forgotten you gave. Because the people who truly love you, they'll remember anyway. And the ones who are always going to betray you, at least now, you'll spot them coming.